Hello, y'all. Thank you once again for coming. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And it's my hope that just my hope that this isn't the last 2 or 3 decades that black men have a chance to have a prominent position in this culture. And when I say black men, I'm talking about heterosexual black men who are on their purpose, whatever that may be for you. It's different for all people, but understand this. Southeast Dusty, what's going on? Yeah, I had this thought one day, and really all of these podcasts really start with a thought, or if something went viral and it's a worthy conversation piece. Um, I had this thought. What since it was Black History Month, and I don't believe that I did a Black History themed broadcast that all month. So, um, my thought, and it was a very grim thought to me because I'm not the biggest fan of symbolism anyway. But my thing is, how is exactly is Black history gonna look in the next 100 years? Will it even be Black history in the next 100 years? Is one of the biggest questions that I have because it, based on what I've been observing right now, is a lot of us, melanated people who believe that we're headed for disaster based on some of the things. We got people celebrating other people's deaths. We got people in our community doubling down on the stupidity and the niggatry. I mean, it's uh, we have departed and actually have a strong amount of apathy for the black nuclear family. Because see, one thing I always hear from these old hoteps or slow teps or whatever, like I like to call them, is they always want the damn community to be rebuilt. They always want to charge black men with the responsibility of rebuilding a community for a bunch of people who, quite frankly, is the key to its destruction. Yeah. With no thanks, with no reciprocation, just everything you ever work hard for, sink it into this dying ass community. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I take a bunch of tremendous pride in being a black man. I love being black. I can't see being any other race of man. Period. And it's not just because we are the owners of the BBC. It's not because of that. I don't know. Maybe I think other groups of people smell funny, and I wouldn't want to carry around that funny smell. But the important thing is like I'm a man that is comfortable in his own skin. Um, I mean, I'm not perfect. No one is. I could, and I'll be the first one to tell you that there are some improvements that I could make. And I mean, some of you guys could make some improvements too. None of us are perfect. None of us can make that claim. And if you make that claim, you're a liar. But I am proud of who I am. I'm not some kind of coon or sellout or a person that'll throw you under the bus for another race of people, much like many of us do anyway. Shoot, and it's quite shocking. It's like this is another do you value your blackness conversation because I've said this. A lot of things I'm going to say tonight is I've said before, but um, I'm probably going to say a few new things tonight as well. And from what I really can forecast, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have a crystal ball in front of me. In fact, I really want y'all to take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But if this community is truly done, how will it look? So let me take you into a glimpse into the future. Now, if you are watching, if like right now, live as we speak on a Monday night, or if you are catching a replay on another day of the week, please go ahead and hit that like button. If it's your first time here on this channel, please hit that subscribe button. And when I get enough people in here, I got to holler at the mods for a second. Just a couple things that, I'm looking through my app and, it's a couple things I didn't like. I didn't like what I saw. So just waiting till, more people get in here before I veer off the topic just to holler at you guys. Cause look, to this channel's growth and development, this is something I need to talk to you guys about, because if I'm correct, it's like I'm probably one of the only people that actually care about this channel's growth. There's a couple of you in secret that don't, so I'll talk about that shortly. But all right, let me talk about the little forecast. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because, quite frankly, it could be coming from a state of ridiculousness. And if you crack a few laughs, hey, you know what? You see yourself watching this channel having a good time, and that's all I really wanted at the end of the day, to just come to a place so we can have these barbershop style conversations, or monologues on my perception of the black man in the Western culture in America. And because of the passport, the black man, the American black man, is becoming worldwide. And I don't care. And I don't care about any of that. I say, hey, do your thing, bro. It's whatever. Just don't be stupid, like in any situation. you know. But the one thing that's probably going to affect our history in a little bit is the mass exodus of black men. Now, this is not something I'm discouraging. I would much rather have us get it together. Seriously, I would much rather have us building communities, building families, getting behind our businesses, educating, or, um, counteracting the miseducation of our children, and taking care of our own shit. If the city ain't gonna take care of us, hey, you know what? Make it a collective effort to take care of us, because we all we got. But many of us do not believe in it. Some of it for good reason, I guess, and some of it for horrible reasoning. Some of it for cowardly reasoning. In a lot of cases, I don't blame a lot of y'all. Because what has this community and this collective and I've been saying this all weekend, what has this community and this collective presented to deserve to deserve us having a financially stable, unified black community? The reason why a lot of us push for unity so much is because we've never seen it. I mean, we might have seen it in small little enclaves we call families. We see it in street gangs, strangely enough. If depending on what color you wear. If you're wearing all the same color, that's your homies. But if a different color, hey, all this shit, all that skin color shit go out the door. I've never seen it in my lifetime. Now, when we were segregated, and I know y'all hear these from these so-called quote unquote old niggas. When we were segregated, we knew exactly who our friends, our allies, and who our enemies were. Once segregation ended, the lines blurred. Everything tried to blend. The white man's ice is always colder. All that bullshit. and it's really and it was really a disappointing thing to have to observe. growing up. Shoot, because I remember a time where Montgomery, Alabama was actually a cool place to be. Yeah, we had like, and many people don't believe me when I say this because you have these derelict social media viewpoints. But many people don't believe that. We as black men, we had the white boys shook in Alabama. All this little Viking conqueror narrative that y'all try to put out there is bullshit. It is bullshit, and I've seen it and experienced it firsthand. Now, and then I'm going to say this, and I know y'all act like this is a dead horse. No, that horse is living. I'll beat the shit out of a living horse. No, that's just a metaphor. I wouldn't. I am not encouraging the harm of animals because I know how some of y'all are. You care about more animals more than you care about black people. Truth, facts. But once like the rise of single motherhood in Montgomery, Alabama, just took over, and I seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I witnessed it. This the black community in what was held as a as a as an epicenter for the civil rights movement deteriorated into almost nothing. It's really sad hearing my father speak about what Montgomery, Alabama, my hometown where I grew up at, has become. It's become a bunch of sons of single mothers shooting people for no fucking reason, going to jail, throwing their lives away. So you always got to make sure that there's more than one life being wasted. So please cut the bullshit when we be in these spaces talking about the negative effects of single mother. Because go visit Montgomery. There are some places that you can drive in that you won't make it out of. Literally. And the people that live in Montgomery know this. Imagine what it's like for an outsider. And yes, I mean, I don't think it's a cool thing. Yeah. While y'all sitting up here doing shit, doing the most to try to knock down Michael B. Jordan and call him corny, I will take that kind of corny any day over the kind of cool that runs rampant in Montgomery, Alabama, and other places just like it. Because the niggatry extends its reach far past just a city. The reason why I focused it on it so much, niggatry, and stuff, and trying to get us to see a better way, is because I seen what it can do. I seen what it can do. You know, I was the guy that could say complete sentences. So, I mean, but it never made me hate my people. It never did. If you are being stupid, you'll be treated like a stupid person, but it doesn't mean that I hate you. But for me to be the opposite of what though most of those guys back then embodied, it allowed me to take a step back and not have such a biased, one-sided viewpoint on it. And my viewpoint was quite simple. You niggas are stupid. I would take being me hundreds of fucking times over being them one time. Period. I don't care how cool they are. I don't care how many little bras lay up with them and allow themselves to be impregnated. Because that's the barometer for cool, getting pussy. Every time there's an insult, a dig, or a swipe, is always sex based. And that's what we put all our importance on. Uh, Big Kev, what's going on, Blu-ray? He says Big Kev, is Montgomery huge like New York City? No. No, it's not. It's the capital city, but it's not big like New York City. It's a very small, contained place. It has a west side. It has an east side. It has a south side, and it has a north side. All I say is this: the east side is the least fucked up part. The west side, the north side, and the south side. Ugh. And it's always been my belief that black people want to live in peace. We want the we want the shots that everyone else gets. We want the fair treatment that everyone else gets. And every time we take a step forward in that, and I'm not just talking about Montgomery now, we take a few steps back. My 8-year-old has a lot more common sense than some of these people today. And that's really sad for me to say. Yeah. But this behavior running kind of rampant, it weakened our foundation as a people. It really did. Is people taking a blind eye to it because it was wrapped up in a pretty package. Mr. Gray Fox, don't forget how much they love a person with money. Oh yeah. Yeah, money and sex. If you're right and they don't like the truth that you're saying, they'll try to say call you broke. I don't know if that was the direction you was going in, Mr. Gray Fox. By the way, thank you for stopping by. But yeah. Charles Irby was going on. Rogish the Bill Monger. See what Rogish the Bill Monger. Southeast Dusty. Let's see, Rogish. He said, kind of with the same element of naivety that college students have. It seems that black people actually never graduated is outside of flower power. Uh-huh. Charles Irby, what is up? Black history won't exist anymore. I'm seeing now the erasure of Ados men from Black history. I saw a collage of Amazon celebrating Black history. It erased all the Ados men showing women. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm noticing that too. Every time you see something about Black history and Black people and Black power and Black heritage and everything, they have cut the men out. They've cut the men out. And that right there is really stupid because dude, like if you grew up really reading and studying about Black history, you will understand that most of like the really big tangible contributions came from Black men. We were extremely innovative and we don't get any credit for it because our people are on some hate shit. They'll rather believe what they hear on TV. They'll rather be programmed like, that Amazon banner to believe that black men just aren't doing a goddamn thing. Let me tell you something, ladies. And I know that's about. Black men haven't stepped up because a nigga refuses to be your sucker. No one's entitled to fixing your mistakes. No, no, no. I said that wrong. You are not entitled to people fixing your mistakes. You have to work your way out of it, just like me on a day-to-day basis. Whatever shit I've gotten myself into, it's up to me to work my way out of it. And because of all that resentment you built because you went and had a kid by somebody else instead of waiting on the man that you're going to help build a legacy with, that created some resentment and disunity. Now, and really, you've been let. I mean, the second a white woman named Gloria Steinem entered the fray, that was it. It just seemed downhill from there. And by me saying that, is that a weak look for black men? Yeah. Yes, it is. How you say because we allowed it to happen without putting up any kind of pushback or resistance. See, when we first integrated, a lot of the opportunity left the black community. You know, that whole white man's ISIS colder thing. You know, we wanted to be over there with the white folks and their pretty looking shiny buildings and clean sides of towns and their businesses. And that was all done by design anyway, because if they kept you in filth and dirt, you always look at them like they're better. One thing that they did do, they probably lied about that moon landing. You know why they did that moon landing the way it did? Because they wanted you to marvel in the greatness of white people. They put shit like that in your face. So your mind would be programmed to think that you were better. And it's been a downhill spiral from there. And all of the prominent black figures as of late haven't been worth a shit. Let's just face it. You got a rapper that had amazing ideas for helping black people, and he still hasn't given up on it yet. Y'all always talking about black men not giving back. This man tried to give back, and what the fuck did y'all do? You scoffed at him and created a very polarizing moment for black men. A bigger polarizing moment would be yet to happen. But how in the fuck do a black man finally decide, hey, you know what? Let me do something that's going to really, really help our people. And we turn around and we reject the guy because of liberal politics or politricks. Art Nostal. Art Nostal TV. Check them out on Tuesdays and Friday nights. Yeah, we traded our blackness in for politricks and dumbass negative narratives. So I got some visual aids. You know, I love to use slideshows here. Yeah. So okay, we got 18 in the building as of right now. Hopefully you guys are pressing that like button. And of course, if you've never been here before, please hit that subscribe button. I am a growing channel. So, hey, 100 years. I say this should have probably happened in 20 or 30 years. There'll be no more black history. And like I said, take this with a grain of salt. This is not something that is like I compiled all this data and put all these figures together. Well, you know, if this happens at least 10 more times, this is gonna happen. Nah. Nope. This is pure speculation. This is what I like to call sad comedy. Facts, Southeast Dusty. Facts. Black American men have to think bigger than the United States, no matter if you want to accept it. They are erasing ADO's black men history. Black women support the erasure of this history. Sad. Very sad. Yeah. And my thing is this, you know, a lot of these brothers, they really, really there are several kinds of brothers, you know, from the simp to the critical thinking black man. And within those black men are black men who feel betrayed by black women. Do I feel somewhat of a sense of betrayal? Yes, because I care. I don't carry the betrayal in my back pocket like, oh fuck these bitches. Oh, one day they're gonna regret that. No, I don't do that. I more so I more so look at it as a way of telling me how to move. because I have to navigate in this society and in this world, period, as if no one is on my side. Why shouldn't you, as a black man, be worried after everything that you have observed as of late? Yeah, but let's start here. People of color, history or her story or them they story. That was a joke. That was a joke, but they already trying to slip her story in it. Like, history was I mean, like, let me just put to you like this. I I always really thought of history as being broke down as HI then story. I didn't think about it from a gender aspect, but you got these old crazy wacky looking activists out here that always tries to put some type of ideal or some type of spin on it, like the intent was sexist or some shit like that, or misogynistic. Yeah. Well, I tell you, that Obama black, just man, that. Shout out to Southeast Dusty. He provided me with this. Yeah, like we had this joke called Obama Black, which basically we were saying that because we didn't believe that Obama really embodied what it is to be black in America. He had a special kind of black that let anybody in. So what I would say is this: Barack Obama, first feminist president. Yeah, I mean, when one of you're a black, you were regarded. Barack Obama was regarded as the first black president. Everybody say, "Hey, my president's black. Barack Obama is my forever president." That's fine. So just do what you want to do. But when he threw black men under the bus in one of his first speeches at that church, uh, that really threw black men for a loop. It didn't completely like make black men turn their backs on Barack Obama because he won a second term. But once, like, I would say that his time was winding down and nothing really got done specifically for blacks. Because don't give me this shit about he's black. That's all he had to do was win. He didn't have to do anything else. Get the fuck up out of here with that. Everybody wants something for their vote. Everyone does. And to receive nothing from someone who we regarded as one of us, it really told us, I mean, well many of us, that these politics really don't fucking matter. We have to we have to put more emphasis on ourselves. Did I make somebody mad? did I make a couple of y'all mad? Because a couple of y'all cleared out. I was at 18, now I'm at 10. Because I don't know, it happens like that sometimes. But hey, I mean, seriously, the man's first feminist president, please put up an argument and tell me he wasn't anything but that. And hey, you know what? They was calling him the first gay president. The first black president for real that people say was Bill Clinton. And I thought that was the dumbest shit on the planet. I would never give that regard to a white man. Period. Yeah, we had lower gas prices. Yeah, we had lower gas prices. Yay. Great, awesome. Shoot, I remember when gas was like 79 cents a gallon. now it's like $2 and $3. Some places $4. Yeah. But we are talking about, black history, how it might be written in the books. in the next 100 years. Yeah. Let me tell you something. They're going to skip over certain sections. You know how they try to get rid of critical race theory? This is going to be the result because they're already telling this story in Texas school books. And it goes a little something like this: people of color left Africa and Haiti happily came as workers to help build America. I just threw Haiti in there. You know why? Because of the Haitian Revolution, something that's never had too much emphasis put on it, because it is a the Haitian Revolution was an event in Black rebellion. You know that rebellion you didn't believe happened during slavery, but they suppressed all those stories so your mind can be fucked. Let them tell it. This is how they're going to tell it. That Black people willingly came over here and helped the white man build America. Because, you know, all the efforts for erasing critical race theory from school curriculums, it might actually catch wildfire. Because it's like, if you bring up racism, that means that some sensitive ass white dude or some sensitive ass Karen is going to have to acknowledge that their grandparents were pieces of shit people that threw fruit and garbage at Black people just trying to go to school or just trying to walk home, minding their own business. So you got to get all that crap out of there. Yeah, all that, all that slavery, all them slave practices. Man, look, if people always talking about, people all talking about, I don't want to hear nothing more about slavery. I don't want to hear no more. Man, look. I don't know. I just kind of was the guy that did some research and some study on the horrific slave practices. What they used to do to punish slaves. Very, 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 very horrific. And I understand how that might make people uncomfortable. Yeah, it made me uncomfortable hearing about some of these things. Like they'll build a wooden box. If slaves weren't productive enough, they'll leave enough room to lay a body in and they'll stack it on top of each other. What they would do was they would feed the slave something that would make the slave constantly throw up. So what they had to do is, when they were trapped in that box, they had to constantly lay in their own feces and vomit as punishment for not being productive enough or showing any hint there might be a little rebellion. See, that's why y'all don't want to see slave films no more. Because, see, it was pretty gruesome back then. I don't want to see no more slave films. Oh, yeah, okay, great. Is that going to solve the fucking problem? They did not want Nate Parker to make that movie. They surely didn't. And Black people went on and accepted it. Why don't they make a movie where we was kings? Yeah. I hear a Mansa Musa film is supposedly in the works. And I think Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are gonna be involved. So you're finally probably gonna get a movie about a king. And guess what's gonna happen? Folks gonna complain about it. They're gonna complain. And really, it's gonna be some spiteful complaining because of all that stuff we were saying about the Woman King. But the Woman King was a completely I still haven't watched the film yet. I hear it's a beautiful film. I hear visually stunning. In fact, I think it's on Netflix. I might actually just sit down and try to watch it. They say if you it's they people have even said it's enjoyable if you see it as a film. But that film did prove one thing: the hypocrisy of Black people. I thought y'all didn't want to see slave films no more. And this the Woman King was a story that was a huge catalyst in the slave trade, in the transatlantic slave trade. So, I mean, shit, that's technically a slave film. So people once again don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I ain't here to talk about, slave films. I think we should watch them. No, I ain't saying all that. But what I'm saying is you're allowing your history to be retconned. But I heard somebody say something a long time ago saying that, people don't care about where we've been. Many people care about where we're going. So people are getting tired of hearing about Black history and what we've been through and what this and what that. But you're letting the shit be controlled by the wrong motherfucking people. And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna skip slavery. They're gonna skip the horrifying slavery practices of slavery because we want to get rid of critical race theory. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna skip right to Martin Luther King. And this is the main thing they're gonna use. I mean, shit, they're already talking about Martin Luther King had a dream. Martin Luther King had a dream that people will not that 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 people will not look at each other and judge by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Now, for those of you who really studied Martin Luther King, he was more than about I have a dream speech. But whitewashing. Yeah, I did that little thing to be funny too. Yeah, that's the only thing they're gonna use. This love sees no color, content of character, blah blah blah. And I'm not a dick policeman. Yeah, you can have sex with anybody you want to have sex with. But that's where it's going. Trail Bentley. What's up? I was having this conversation today with my 15-year-old. We were talking about Wakanda Forever and how the movie and further society is erasing the contribution of Black men. Yeah, I was pretty mad at Ryan Coogler for that because Ryan Coogler is he's a I would say he's a how do I put it? He's an admitted feminist. But he did an interview after the film saying that he wanted to recast T'Challa. And it is my belief that Chadwick Boseman would have wanted the character recast too, because Black Panther is such a great dynamic character. He's he's one of the biggest characters in Marvel Comics history, period. I mean, not the most powerful, but definitely one of the most prominent. And they took that away from Black men. And and Trail Bentley having that conversation with your 15-year-old son, like this is something that I will ask people if they had a son. What do they think about the hero being taken away? Some of them will give me the answer. Well, I kind of, made them understand, and sometimes, women need to run with the ball too, and all this. I was like, okay, it's over with. Conversation over with. I don't want to hear this shit no more. Shoot, even if it's a fictional character, I mean, shit. Black boys finally had a hero. Anyway, we had that discussion. Charles Irby. Sometimes I have to ask what are Black men fighting for? Are we fighting for our erasure? I'm starting to see non-Black groups aligning, uh, calling for the removal of Black American history. Yeah, yeah. It was like I was saying earlier. It's like on one side of it, you got people ashamed of their lineage, which their lineage is murderous, rapey, racist, white people. You know what I'm saying? And on the other side, you have a bunch of people that's saying, "Hey, well, all that's gonna do is it's gonna teach Black people victimhood." I said, "Look, if it's history and fact, it's already happened. Those people were victimized. Let's not get it twisted. They were victimized. They were victims of circumstance. Could they have fought back? Strange enough, I think the answer is yes. But their minds were beaten so badly they didn't know they could fight back. And then the few that did fight back did not get enough support, and they were made into examples. But anyway, let's further continue this Black history. So, all right. Kamala Harris, first black woman in the White House. My point for putting that photo up right there is this. As far as really big, prominent political positions, prominent, not some senator, not some mayor, although we can't forget about the contributions of black mayors such as Harold Washington and Marion Barry. Nah, but Harold Washington, yeah, I definitely use him as an example. But when you talk about like presidential cabinet, the blackest person that we probably had that was in a presidential cabinet was Condoleezza Rice. And yes, she does get recognition. Like I was walking through my child's school the other day, and Black History Month, they got all the black decorations. Yeah, they acknowledge Condoleezza Rice. They also acknowledge Beyonce. I was like, damn, this is a trip. Beyonce is a part of Black history. I wonder where NWA fits in that Black history. Shoot, hell, we've had a Black history program. My child had a Black history program the other night. Guess how they set it up? They had three girls sitting at a table acting like they were running a podcast. They even said it was a podcast. First thought that I said was, why didn't they include at least one black boy in that? Then when they announced who put the whole thing together, it was all black women. The only black man who was involved was the band director. That was it. So yeah. So if there is subtle efforts to erase black men from the picture, I would have to say that is very, very, very plausible. Southeast Dusty, Kev, I still remember laughing my ass off when creating that meme. COVID lockdown made us creative. Yeah, it certainly did. COVID lockdown represented the rise of a certain content creator to extreme prominence. But his place in black history would definitely be marred in controversy. And the reason being for that is because he told women the truth. Okay, none be worse than the truth in this community. Sad fucking thing. Hurry up and buy. What's going on? American Negro, is that you? Biracial people always throw black men under the bus. That's a freaking lootly. Shoot. Speaking of biracial, let's see if I can get to that slide. Colin Kaepernick ain't do nothing but sit his mixed ass down. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick definitely will probably be in the new black history because he kneeled for systemic racism. And I know what some of you thinking, man, Colin Kaepernick didn't kneel, he sat down. He didn't sit down, he just kneeled. False. The first time Colin Kaepernick sat down during the national anthem, he sat down. Now, my Kaepernick argument is this: Everybody has the right to do everything and how they want to express themselves. I mean, if Colin Kaepernick wanted to sit down, just let him sit down. Shit, who cares? You'll punish people and persecute people for Christian beliefs, but that one act got Colin Kaepernick blacklisted and made people put a magnifying glass on his performance abilities on the field. But in essence, Colin Kaepernick became a big celebrity through all of this. And what has he done lately? He brought a spotlight to some of the issues that we're having. Yes, he did. Just by sitting down. But that's all he did was sit down. Shoot, just like Cedric the Entertainer said, Rosa Parks ain't do nothing but sit her black ass down. Which it was a controversial stick that really sold that barbershop film. Because believe it or not, that barbershop film was like kind of a forecast of what the Black Manosphere could look like. Barbershop conversations, but some of us, we think that kind of shit is wrong. Like I said, we were kind of done when I figured we were kind of done years ago when I was having that conversation with that dude, and he was like, "I ain't got no solutions." All right, let me give you a few, and I gave him a few damn good solutions. And the thing that he said at the end of it, that's all well and good, but we got to stop talking about these women. I was like, all right, fine, y'all niggas don't own shit. You don't. So yeah. So and then the whole Rosa Parks comment might have came from the fact that there was a pregnant girl that did that shit first, and the civil rights people did not want her representing the movement because she was pregnant. That told me two things. Number one, the standards we had back then. No, we did not celebrate single motherhood. In fact, it was scoffed at. Hell, my dad used to tell me if a girl got pregnant in school, they kicked her out. So, yeah, like I said, I did a research paper on the civil rights movement in second grade. I even speculated. I didn't speculate. I talked to my mother and my grandmother, and they were like, being in Montgomery, being in the middle of every fucking thing. Uh, they were like, shit. Rosa Parks was kind of she was talked into doing it, by the constituency and the civil rights movement. They had her do it on purpose. She knew she was going to get in trouble, and she knew she was going to get arrested. Now, that could kind of be perceived as a revolutionary act. I mean, it did lead to the most successful protest in history. And this is one thing that our people don't get about protesting. We think protesting is virtue signaling. No, protesting is hurting their pockets. And now, and be careful, and you got to be careful with that too, because I heard some words being thrown out as far as laws and policy, financial terrorism. I said these motherfuckers will say anything. But Colin Kaepernick, as far as his activism, what has he done lately? What has he done? I mean, I don't expect much from him. I don't believe we're entitled to any of his efforts. But hey, for the way he was on it a few years ago and not really on it now, I don't know. Maybe that should tell you something. Maybe he was trying to save himself, financially because he couldn't get a job in the NFL. Shoot. What else? This is the most alarming thing to me because There's an attack on masculinity. There's an attack on manhood in the black community, and there's an attack on black fatherhood constantly. I see. I mean, I tell you, I go every couple days seeing a dig at black fatherhood. I whether it be on social media or whether it be on TV itself. Blackish was a show that I liked when it first came out. But for those of you who actually sat there and watched that show, a lot of things began to unfold right before your eyes. Number one, it couldn't like Anthony Anderson, the daughter, the twin daughter, they were and the other daughter were probably the blackest people in that family. But race schmace, but yeah, Blackish just became kind of a one of those shows for the woke messages. I saw a snippet of a clip of him talking to his son, and his son was really just trying to express himself, like like he had nowhere else that he could go to really express himself. Um, and I get the dialogue and what they were trying to do, but I just think they failed at it. First thing that comes out of Anthony Anderson's mouth is, "You're a black man, suck it up. So what?" And that line right there, it told me a couple things. Number one, maybe it was him trying to prepare his son for how extremely unfair this world is to black people, black men especially. Number two, black man, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot lean on emotional fragility. You can't do it. And the reason why is because no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. I may not have liked that line, but if I really just think about it, yeah, that's it. That is it right there. No one gives a fuck about you. And due to the programming, which is why they call it television programming, no one will give a fuck about you for a long, long time. Now, if you do have people that give a fuck about you or your feelings that are in your life, that's okay. I'm not saying turn it away. But generally speaking, when you go outside that door outside your house or outside your apartment or wherever you live, that's where all that they don't give a fuck about you starts. And all of these efforts they're putting to erase black masculinity, to erase black fatherhood, it's working. Policy reshaping, the policy reshaping that I don't know that caused all the problems with men in family court, some at the highest level of government, all that shit was decided upon by simps. It was. It's like if there were a bunch of and I use this term very loosely, red pilled men that were in the government during those times that they were shaping policies like that, they wouldn't have gave a fuck about these feminists. But they did. You know why? It's like this, like Warren Beatty said in Bullworth. It's the pussy, the pussy, the pussy. Yeah. Dudes give their power away all the time for a little sniff of the vag. And while it may be some short-term gratification, some short-term validation, the long term, in the long term, you're the one that's getting fucked. Another thing is that black men in general, I'm not saying like the few people such as us, we don't fight for anything. We just kind of let everybody just have it. We just go with the flow, and however the chips fall, hey, we're there for it. Do I believe in the spirit of the black man? Hey, look, there's only like very few sources that has helped keeping that spirit alive within black men. But, and I say this before, and I say this again, the attacks, the attacks on the black manosphere itself is problematic. You got so many so-called black fathers. You got so many of these so-called successful dudes, these HNIC dudes that's gravitating toward anti-black man movement, trying to police you, trying to tell you what you should be doing instead of praising you for what you are doing. And I'm not saying that everything is worth praise. But what I'm saying is everything doesn't need your stupid criticism either. Always wait. And then these dudes will a lot of these dudes will look at a bitch to before they make moves on their own. Stupid. These dudes are stupid, stupid, stupid. If you're not a simp, if you don't believe you're a simp, I'm not talking about you. But if you have any kind of simpiness in you, yeah, you're part of this shit. Actually getting mad with black men for wanting things to be the other way. They're selling us hopium. Maybe if you put up a effort instead of sitting on your stupid ass and complaining, you know. They're selling us hopium. Them old niggas, oh, they want to save Keisha. And I just shake my head. This ain't about saving nobody. If anything, I said saving is save the cooperative. And that is a very literal statement. Save the cooperative. Everybody else that's with that bullshit, let them burn with the rest of the dumpster fire. But yeah, a lot of black men don't have enough respect for themselves as as to fight for something that is very, very important to our very existence. Always stifling. Let me look at these. Uh-oh. Antoine Johnson, what's going on? Obama's policies were always jacked up. Mm-hmm. Trail Bentley, LOL. I might have said something funny. So I remember those days, a good old dollar a gallon of gas. You could ride old school gas, gasoline, deuce and a quarter. Mm-hmm. Black history will be critical race theory, the homosexual Marxist experience. I appreciate Ron DeSantis did. I appreciate what Ron DeSantis did to this Marxist communist wanting to mix the uh, gay agenda on backs of Black history. You know, all the all of the present day social justice movements have piggybacked off of the civil rights movement, including third wave feminism. Just like first wave feminism piggybacked off of the abolitionist movement, the women's rights movement, rather, piggybacked off of the abolitionist movement. There's always some movement that is very parasitic to movements that actually matter and steal all the steam from it. Black Lives Matter was very parasitic because it was only black in name. They put a couple of black faces in front of you, Patrice Cullors and Alicia Garza. They had male leaders in smaller cells of Black Lives Matter, but you started to hear some of those guys were getting murdered. They suppressed those stories really fast. That's why I'm thankful for spaces like this, because hey, some of the stories that could get suppressed in the news really fast can live on in these spaces right here. But you got to catch them because like them stories circulate just like that. But back to the parasitic movement thing. Black Lives Matter was supposed to increase the awareness and try to gain support for black people in the black community and to fight against police brutality. And then come to find out that all it was a grift. And every time they really did focus on something else besides dead black men, it was the alphabet community. If you look at, and I used to see this, I even saw a Black Lives Matter program. They was having like a Black Lives Matter visit a school for a week. And it just seemed like all of whatever events they had were just like they were alphabet based. So yeah. The Woman King was fiction. It was done to kill black male masculinity. Yeah. I want a John Brown movie. But unfortunately, that would be a white savior narrative. Yep. Wasn't John Brown white? Hold on, let me look it up real quick. John Brown, abolitionist. Yeah, yeah. He looked white. Yeah, he did. He looked very white. I mean, if it's based on actual history, though, it is what it is. I mean, like 12 Years a Slave kind of pissed me off for several reasons. And one of those reasons was white savior complex. Brad Pitt had to get him out of that situation. They even tried to kill and replace Black Panther with his sister, of course, trying to kill the male leadership and black male masculinity. Man, they did kill Black Panther. Yep, they did. They killed the character T'Challa, and it was totally unnecessary. Replacing him with his sister. And look, I even heard like one of the women in my family was like, "Man, she is too small. She she was too small." If you look at the character Shuri in the comic book when she was Black Panther, and looking at Shuri in the movie, you can tell that they really never meant, like in casting her, they never really meant for her to take the mantle. But because you got a crazy ass white woman that's one of the heads of Marvel Studios, there it is. And you know what though? And the thing is though, it's always white women. A lot. No, I ain't gonna say always. A lot of it's white women. Hell, Kathleen Kennedy was responsible for The Color Purple coming to the big screen. Let's see. Southeast Dusty. But looking back at history, he was right. The statement showed me some of these historical moments were staged like Kaepernick. Roguish. BGS continued to tell us that black people will be completely absorbed. It seems that a particular intention of that a murder KKK dream is that the black man's value is already stocked and absorbed in citizenry. The pilgrims have some particular vendetta with brothers from over here, and I'm starting to believe that it's possibly has something to do with what we can do with anything here. Yeah, shoot, is more than like it is more than just their women just looking at us. It's kind of like being able to know the land better than most or adapt to this land better than most. Bruh, let me tell you something, man. The first hints of technology came out of Africa. Medical practices came out of Africa. They did. Like when the pilgrims first came to America, they were dying in droves. Their life expectancy was like age 30. And if you were already an adult. They 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 use this technique called inoculation, which they use that technique in the COVID vaccine, whether y'all want to believe it or not. Inoculation is having a little medicine, but putting a disease in with the medicine, so it can help your body develop antibodies. And for the most part, it worked. They also taught them how to. They also taught the people how to grow food, tend to the lands, farm. Taught them a lot. Then they got the other half from the Native Americans. JT Devereaux, what's going on? Where is the Scott Adams Remarks show? Before I, please try to understand before I say what I'm about to say. I'm gonna go ahead and look up Scott Adams and see what's going on. Scott Adams, American author, who I have no fucking vested interest whatsoever. But Dilbert Scott Adams racist rant. Okay. Let's see. What did he actually say? I'm looking for a quote. Okay. It said, rest of you probably already seen clipped online. If nearly half of all the blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, that's a hate group. He added that white people should get the hell away from black people. Adams later tried to walk back his comments as misunderstood. Everyone should be treated as an individual. So let me get this straight before I say what I'm going to say. You're mad at a white person for telling white people to get the hell away from black people. You want to be around white folks? Is that what you're saying? Look, despite the fact that he might be a racist fuck, and I am never ever surprised when I hear a white man or a white woman being racist. I am never ever surprised. I'm not going to be one of these dudes who's like, oh, why do you feel that way? Because I happen to believe that you're inherently like that. There may be some exceptions to the rules. There always are. But if you're a white person, I kind of believe you get behind closed doors and it's nigga, 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 nigga. Did I ever read Dilbert? No. I used to read Curtis. I used to read The Phantom. Dilbert was one of those ones that I kind of just passed by. Even when they made Dilbert into a cartoon for a little bit, I ain't fucking watch it. So yeah, here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Just because you said something, JT Devereaux, I will do a show dedicated to those remarks and what they should mean for us as blacks. You know, I'm not shocked. I'm sorry. It's just I'm not. It's like I'm more outraged by how we treat each other as blacks. And the fact that, am I blaming black people for fucking up our history like this, or our history is going to be fucked up? A little bit. a, a little bit, yeah, but I know that all of that is entrenched, like has WS written all over it. We're following a lead, a very horrible one too. Yeah, so if you want me to call Scott Adams a racist POS, yeah, he's a racist POS. But why would I want somebody like that around me? Yeah, you're right. Get the hell away from me. It, it's better for your health. I got you though. But here's what I'm about to say. Here's what I'm about to say. And don't take offense to this. I'm so sick and tired of people always trying to police conversations that black men have. Always trying to police monologues. Always trying to police shows, telling us what we should be talking about. Feel free and clear to talk about whatever you want. But I run this channel over here until YouTube says I can't have it anymore. And that right there is a fact. And I mean, I don't know if you're being sincere or not. But whenever I hear remarks like that, or whenever I see remarks like that, it usually comes from a place of insincerity. I used to do videos say let's mess with racist. Yeah, I don't mind messing with a racist. Hell, hell shit. I might even just make that video into a pre-record. You know, just edit up a little video. I need a few more edited videos. All my edits can't be shorts, but that's how I came into YouTube. I came into YouTube doing edits. I didn't really know about the live streaming part till O'Shea. True. So yeah. So special request by JT Devereaux. Just don't make it that don't let me get the idea that you're trying to police shit. Now, since there's like at least 15 people in here, I'm gonna go ahead and holler at the mods for a second because I said I would do this. And then I'll get back and maybe I'll wrap it up because there's not too much more to say about this. So let me tell the mods this right now. If I ever go back in a broadcast and I catch you blocking a person that I didn't say block, I'll just probably take your wrench. I don't want to take a wrench from anybody. I don't want to do it. I don't. I don't want to do it. I don't want to take a wrench. I don't want to be an Indian giver. I would like to believe if I gave you a wrench that I was right in giving you that wrench. And it's not any kind of gravity or levity or weight that it possesses in your life to have a wrench taken from you. So big fucking deal at the end of the day. But the reason why I say this is because Ray Hanma, the Hanma Force, uh, came in the chat last night. And what I see on stream, like I simulcast from my main channel and my backup channel. So that way my backup channel can have a little bit of activity on it. Ray Hanma was commenting from the backup channel and said he was blocked on the main channel. And I was like, I don't ever remember doing this. I'll check it out, but I didn't do it. Why would I block Ray Hanma? That for me that doesn't make sense because Ray Hanma never like disrespected me or or gotten crazy and started saying really stupid shit, especially the shit that'll get a channel like this taken down. So on the I looked on my block list in my settings in my YouTube Studio app, and there were three names. There were three names that I saw were blocked that I know I told nobody to block. That I know. Those three names, and if you've been in this space long enough, you've probably seen these names before. One of them was Ray Hum of the Hummer Force. I was like, how in the hell did that happen? So if I see Ray in the chat, I'm just gonna say, hey, you know what? I don't know what happened, but he was blocked. The other two names were Max Soul Excellence and Regular Degular. Regular Degular had that funny Lori Lightfoot picture, the mayor of Chicago. And Max Soul Excellence. I did not block these people. And sometimes like what kind of pisses me off a little bit is that I may be the subject of a shadow ban. I may be the subject of a shadow ban. A lot of people say that they don't get notifications when I'm on the air. Some other people say that YouTube is unsubbing me from your channel. I even had a guy inbox me a video of him trying to subscribe to my channel, and they wouldn't let him press the button. So on top of all that, which I still will say is not my platform, I can't control it. I can't control what YouTube does. It's their platform. If they want to knock my channel off, they can. If they want to shadow ban my channel, they can. But that on top of motherfuckers bringing their personal gripes and vendettas over and blocking people just because they got a wrench and they probably got shitted on somewhere else in black YouTube. Fuck all that. I don't care what your personal beef is with someone else. That doesn't mean that when they come over here that you block them because you want a little revenge. No. I don't want to do a Bernard Riley. Bernard Riley took all the inches. He took all the wrenches from people and gave them back selectively, which that was his right to do. And I don't feel as if it's necessary for me to do what Bernard Riley did. But if I continue to see block people on the list, and I will check it more regularly on the block list that I know I didn't block, then hey, it's just like I'm just gonna have to go through a broadcast. And see, that's the thing with moderator wrenches. You could block people from broadcasts from a while back. It ain't necessarily got to be this broadcast, but for those three folks, I was like, look, guys, sorry about that. Sorry, I should keep a closer eye on who's on my block list. Because like a lot of people that's on my block list actually deserve to be there, but especially Ray Hummer, the Hummer Force that comes through on a regular basis. No, he didn't deserve to get blocked like that. Somebody took some shit personal he said somewhere else. Shoot, don't power trip, and really a blue wrench ain't shit. Is a distinguishment on that channel because the content creator trusts you. But that's it. That is as far as it goes. Don't if I'm already experiencing these problems with YouTube, plus a little self accountability because I said, yeah, it is due to a lack of consistency. It may be some shadow banning involved. But on top of that, to have people blocking people from this channel, that just tells me that there are some people out there that just don't have the best interest of this channel in mind. And it's not like that's something that I'm entitled for you. It's just that, no, man, don't be blocking folks. And I didn't tell you to block, or there was no real reason to block that person besides a back and forth of disagreement. And disagreement is one of the things that is crumbling this fucking community. Yeah, black people too sensitive over disagreement. So let's continue. That's all I wanted to say. It is that if you're a mod on this channel, please use very much discretion in how you treat the audience members that aren't moderators. So let's go back, because I'm about to wrap this up in a little bit. This is one of my favorite ones. Yeah, we do kind of drag Megan Thee Stallion quite a bit. We do. And I want y'all to understand and notice something. She's been kind of laying low as of late. And usually, after a trial with that magnitude, the lawyer's advice is basically to lay low until things calm down. And Megan caught a lot of heat. I even did a poll. Do you think that Megan Thee Stallion is in the context of, do you think Megan Thee Stallion is a good role model for your little girls? 99% overwhelmingly said no. There was that one person that said yes, but I don't know. That was some simp on some other shit, or probably was a female that believe that all women are as pure as the driven snow. But the reason why I kind of isolated and picked on Megan Thee Stallion for this one is because of Maxine Waters. Yeah, the way we're pushing whole culture as of late, single mother culture, thug culture, toxic rap culture, the way we push all that shit. Yeah, this 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 little vision right here ain't too far fetched. We're talking about 100 years from now, which means in between now and 100 years from now, there are going to be more people that are born that might have an impact on Black history, or what it might be by then, people of color history. And I hate that term when it refers to blacks as people of color, because it's an intersectional term, and anything that involves intersectionality, like Barack Obama being president, puts black people at the back of the bus. It's an excuse to do for everybody else. Megan Pete is an example of this feminism that indoctrinates people with intersectionality, intersectional policy, and you know, intersectional thought processes. Help everyone else. Fuck you. That's basically how I look at intersectionality. But the way that whole culture is celebrated, what could it evolve in? What could the evolution be? Whether you agree or not, that's gonna be the new civil rights movement. I'm telling you, they're like, once they get far enough off, and then a lot of us like are dead and gone, they're gonna retcon it and call this Black history. They're gonna retcon it and call it, well, it was kind of a civil rights movement because women were claiming their power through the control of sex. Now that's an actual quote from Megan Thee Stallion, not word for word. I'm sorry, it's not an actual quote, but she said something to the context of women control sex. I was like, yeah, I agree. But when it comes to accountability, yeah, now who would disagree with that? how hoe culture is celebrated, how twerk culture is celebrated, how victimhood how victimhood culture is celebrated, because victimhood is primarily mostly black women. They'll try to project it on the men and say it's the men, this is the men, that it's the men, the men, the men. But it's them. Hmm. All right. And Rogic, the same way that black women would avoid shooting accountability to other black women who are a bad look on the whole of the group, bros do the same with suckers. Some codes of let them get played, don't do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you get played, if you get played, it's your fault. That's just what it is. It's your fault. If you get played, if you allow certain things to take place and you come up short in the end, if you're a guy, yeah, it's kind of your fault. Especially if you've seen it coming and you tried to avoid it anyway. But I don't do that because I think that's not looking out for your fellow brother. If we are going to be in a brotherhood, yeah, don't be afraid to tell your homie the truth, or trying to point him in a direction that's better for him. Yeah, don't lie. Don't lie to him. Don't say it's okay to be just cool. Hmm. Yeah, Rogish, if I can, man, I wouldn't allow you to do. I would advise you not allow, because that suggests some measure of control. So sorry for the mm, mm, sorry for the misuse of that word. But yeah, if you were to, you know, say per se, Kev, I'm about to do something really fucking stupid. My first instinct is to try to talk you out of it as best as you can, because as best as I can, to the best of my abilities, because it's too many brothers already that have wasted their lives on some stupid shit. Southeast Dusty, thanks for coming through. And that was 30 minutes ago. Trail Bentley says, "Let them burn." Let me. Gender war lore. They unsubbed me. Literally just resubbed. See, he told y'all. People don't like people don't sub you just to maliciously unsub you. Like, for real, in the beginning, my channel used to lose like 5 and 6 subs. And I would like give myself a pat on the back because, like, oh, some people can't handle the truth. You know how we get sometimes. Oh, I must have said something. But in reality, a lot of that was YouTube unsubbing people from my channel. Yep. I went up. I just refreshed and literally went up 1 sub. The human chapter. What is up? Uh, and speaking of the attacks on black male masculinity, so yeah, they probably called them the Smith brothers or shit like that. I mean, goddamn, man, they look like twins. But the other guy's ASAP Rocky. And you know what we've been saying about him lately. So, hey, drop this link. I remember reading this article a few years back, and the headline read, Jaden Smith is redefining black male masculinity. And yeah, my thing is, you got to be fucking kidding me. It's like they'll do anything. They will say anything to make us look weak. Okay, I was trolling a pro black earlier. This man made a meme and screenshot my intro because he's so mad with the manosphere. Hey, I got a hate watcher. So Aaron Sapp, let me tell you something, bruh. Let me tell you something, bruh. All the dick policing in the world ain't gonna fix this community. He's mad because I won't go after black men who date white women. You know, he panders to piss drinkers and misandrists. See, Facebook ain't really a place for black men. It ain't. And if you're on there religiously, and I mean, if you're on there besides just trying to spark a regular conversation, you're more than likely a simp. Shoot. I mean, see, don't get all pissy with me because I called out how fake you are. Said, dude is pathetic. Dude be all screaming and yelling. We need to be talking about reparations. I say we already had that conversation. Just because he want to hold another man's dick for him and tell him where to put it, which is some of the gayest shit I've ever seen. Drake's new love interest is a 250-pound BBW Instagram model. I want to make hoes laugh. I know they hate you. I was like, yeah, I hope they hate me. Shit, I only deal with women, not hoes. Yeah, but like I said, it's like, you know, they want you to shut up and not retaliate. I think I'm about to bring this broadcast to an end. I'll drop the link and nobody came up, but if that's okay because I've been talking for an hour and a half anyway. Yep. So let's do this. Anybody got anything they want to ask me? No. Now, how anyone gonna stop anyone to date outside their race? I even kind of told them one day, I dare you to do a full campaign talking about black women who date white men. I dare you to do it. And see how that sisterhood feels about you after that. He has yet to do it. I said, since you're so fucking loyal. I said, shit. Like I said, and like I will continue to say on this channel, I do not recommend that black men build anything around dysfunction. In fact, just go ahead and excommunicate cats that expect you to do that. Build around dysfunction. Whether you believe the manosphere is doing damage or not, I don't see how. Shit, it may be a couple of dudes in here that talk about shit ad nauseum, but hey, it's not really no crushing the black community. Not as much as the shit that we've already been through. Like these cool niggas killing each other. Not all, but hey. All right. I'm thinking I'm about done. So, I mean, y'all got any questions? I'll give it about a good 2, 3 minutes and then I'll continue to ramble and just say stuff. And then I'm shutting it down because I need to get some rest. But, let me take the time to thank all of the new subs. Yeah, a lot of you came through, me doing shorts, which is awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for giving a brother a chance for trying. Yeah, remember moderators, remember what I said. If I see anyone else, if I see anyone else that's blocked from my channel that I know I didn't block, then hey, I have to do what I have to do to protect the growth of this channel. But one final thought on the whole Black History thing. Is Black History really Black History? I mean, outside of the tangible facts, what is our history? The outline, I would say the very short outline of our history is slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, civil rights, tough on crime, free love, single motherhood, and whatever this shit is today. That's the breakdown. So what it'll be in 100 years. The word black will be eliminated. It'll probably be replaced with people of color. See, this is such a melting pot to the point where that's going to happen that way. And we are really, honestly, we are a people who has melanin in our skin that is without a true identity. So we had to do what came natural. And because of that, we were able to somewhat create a culture that is looked down upon mostly by other blacks. I don't give a damn if a white person looks down on it. I mean, I could talk about how races are racist all day. It's just that, like I said, I'm not surprised when a white person is being racist because I kind of expect that from them at this point. But the whole what y'all need to be talking about is and all this other shit. I want to see every person who says that kind of dumb shit to show me what change looks like. Tell me what works. And if you implement a solution that has a tangible, good outcome, you will have my support. Outside of that, if you're acting like an immature 13th grader that loves to insult my parents, I mean, not my parents, my family in general, fuck you. I don't give a damn about you. I don't give a damn about your life. Shit. Nigga gonna tell me, oh, that's not my daughter. I don't care. All right, bitch ass nigga. Want niggas to care. Want niggas to care about this community and want to have enough pride in ourselves to build this community, but you don't even give a damn about a man's family. Fuck out of here. All right, I don't see any questions down there. So okay, I'm about to wrap this up and shit. Do y'all care about Black history? At least answer that. For those who's watching, do y'all at least care about it? Well, leave it in the comments because I'm about to cut this thing off. And thank you once again. This is my second weekend of being consistent again on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. I will continue it because it really is helping my channel grow. For everyone who financially supports this channel with super chats, with the occasional with the occasional cash app, and and with as of late super thanks. I really appreciate it. And it's like If you're getting something from me making content that is positive, I will not argue with you. All right. All right, I'm out this piece, and I will see y'all guys on the next go around. Definitely look out for my YouTube shorts. Um BMBBH News, News Without WS. Yeah, be on the lookout for that. And also, yeah, be on the lookout every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night. So, all right, guys, this is it. What do you? My last question. What do you think? How do you think Black history is going to look in 100 years? And with that being said, I'm out. Long live the habitual line steppers and Kev we trust. And when you don't give up, you win. All right, till the next time. Peace.